Hello. I'm gonna get through this next one. This will be a little bit rough, maybe. We'll see. It's not the worst thing that happened to me, but it's worth mentioning. The only reason why I'm going to talk about some of the things that I've been through is so that maybe I can relate to some of you watching or people you love who've been through it. I do not want pity. Do not pity me, okay? This is not what this is about. This is about the reality of my life and why I had to do what I had to do. So I had a lot of things that happened when I was young. I wasn't a horribly sick child, but I was sick. I'd get bacterial problems, mainly in my throat, tonsillitis, and I'd get the white on my tonsils, and I'd have to have a lot of antibiotics. My grandpa was a doctor, so he provided my mom with all sorts of medications, and so I took way too many as preventative. But I think possibly that could be what set this next thing up that I'm going to talk about, and that is trichotillomania. I think I'm saying that right. It's pulling out hair. And in second grade, I was sitting there, I think it was story time, and I had a sore on my eyelid, and I just pulled out my eyelashes, and just a whole clump came out. And I thought, well, that's weird, but it was so sore, it actually felt good to pull those out. And then it's like it spread where I felt like I needed to pull so that it would I couldn't feel me blinking and it hurting and feeling bad. So I just kept pulling. And then I think it was even that same day, I started pulling on the other side, my other eyelid. I don't remember that one having a sore on it, but I was already doing it. And by the time I got home that day from school, my mom looked at me and wondered what happened because I didn't have any eyelashes left. And I think it was even that night I pulled all my eyebrows out because there's something about maybe the inside of where the follicles are gone, and maybe bacteria gets in there and spreads, and I just didn't have a defense against it. I'm not sure what all happens. I just remember that there were times when I had pulled everything out, and we'd go see my grandpa in Cleveland, Ohio, and at times I would have that situation. In second grade, I'm not wearing makeup at that point, and he'd say, "You look like an albino. Why are you doing that?" And my parents would always get after me about it, like it was a bad habit and that I needed to break it. I would get over it. They would grow back, and it takes a while for those, eyelashes and eyebrows to grow back. And I begged my mom, couldn't I just please use some makeup, just a little bit, just to fill in at least the gaps when I had something in there and it just wasn't all. Just to fill in those gaps. And so this is what happened to me from second grade all the way through middle school, high school, college, and into the beginning of me working at Navistar. I wouldn't have bald eyelids and brows, but I'd always have at least a huge gap somewhere, and they would finally regrow, and then there would be another episode where I would pull things out because of the irritation there. And it wasn't until I figured out my diet well enough, and it was far into it. I can't remember the last time. And sometimes actually when I try and test something and it doesn't go well, I can actually feel that feeling back when I used to pull all the time. And I don't feel like I need to pull, I don't have to battle it or anything anymore, but I can definitely tell when I blink and something has affected me, it's like, oh shoot, yeah, that would come back and that would stay with me. And I'm 53 now, so. But I was able to get over that. People never get over that. I know that some people pull their hair out, but for me it was my eyelashes and eyebrows. So there is a way out without having to take medication. I'm not suggesting that, okay? I'm not suggesting no medication or whatever anybody needs, psychiatric help or whatever. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that, but I found relief personally when I changed my diet. And when I got enough bacteria out of my diet, like I can't do ground beef or ground meats. It's too bacterial. That's the type of thing that would bring something like that back. Okay, this was, again, too long. These are not meant to be this long. I want to do like snippets of things in my life. And this was a big one for me. It completely destroyed my self-image. You can imagine why. But I just needed to mention that as one of the big things that happened in my life that was a little bit rough, and it lasted a long, long time until I got my diet the way I needed to get it. So, thanks again. See ya hopefully soon.